Welcome to Heartline Stories. Today's story follows Lucy, a hard-working maid who accidentally enters the billionaire James Montgomery's private bathroom. What starts as an awkward encounter turns into an unexpected bond that changes both their lives. Stay tuned to find out how Lucy and James embark on a life-changing mission to make the world a better place. And remember, let us know where you're watching from. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Once upon a time in a big city, there lived a billionaire named Mr. James Montgomery. He was a busy man who always wore fancy suits and owned many tall buildings. Mr. Montgomery was known for his wealth, and everyone admired him from afar. One day, a young maid named Lucy began working at Mr. Montgomery's mansion. She was kind and hardworking, always making sure the mansion was spotless. Lucy enjoyed her job because she got to see many beautiful rooms and expensive decorations. One sunny morning, Lucy was cleaning the hallway near Mr. Montgomery's private quarters. She was humming a cheerful tune as she dusted the paintings on the walls. Suddenly, she heard a strange noise coming from a nearby door. Curiosity got the best of her, and she decided to investigate. As Lucy opened the door, she realized she had entered Mr. Montgomery's private bathroom. The bathroom was enormous, with shiny marble floors, a large bathtub, and a mirror that stretched from floor to ceiling. She gasped in amazement at the luxurious space. But then Lucy's eyes widened in shock. Standing in front of the mirror was Mr. Montgomery himself, wrapped in a fluffy white towel. He was getting ready for an important meeting and had just stepped out of the shower. Lucy felt her cheeks turn bright red. "Oh no, I'm so sorry, Mr. Montgomery," Lucy exclaimed, her heart pounding. She quickly turned around, ready to leave. Mr. Montgomery turned around, his expression a mix of surprise and amusement. "It's all right, Lucy. No harm done," he said with a friendly smile. He wrapped the towel more securely around himself and stepped aside, allowing Lucy to leave the room. Lucy felt a bit embarrassed, but also relieved that Mr. Montgomery wasn't upset. She quickly closed the door behind her and resumed her cleaning duties, trying to forget the awkward encounter. As the day went on, Lucy couldn't help but wonder about Mr. Montgomery's life. Despite his wealth and busy schedule, he seemed kind and approachable. She thought about how different his life must be compared to hers. While she worked hard to make ends meet, he lived in luxury with everything he could ever want. The next morning, Lucy went about her chores as usual. She was dusting the grand staircase when she heard footsteps approaching. It was Mr. Montgomery, dressed in another sharp suit and ready for the day. He smiled at her warmly. "Good morning, Lucy. How are you today?" he asked. "I'm well, thank you, Mr. Montgomery," she replied politely. Mr. Montgomery paused for a moment, then said, "You know, Lucy, I've been thinking. You're always working so hard and doing a fantastic job. How would you like to take a break and join me for a cup of tea in the garden later?" Lucy was taken aback by the unexpected invitation. She smiled shyly and said, "Thank you, Mr. Montgomery. I'd love to." Later that afternoon, Lucy found herself walking through the lush garden toward a small table set under a blooming cherry blossom tree. Mr. Montgomery was already there, pouring tea into two delicate porcelain cups. The garden was peaceful, with birds chirping and flowers swaying gently in the breeze. "Please have a seat," Mr. Montgomery said, gesturing to the chair opposite him. Lucy sat down, feeling a bit nervous but also excited. She had never imagined having tea with a billionaire. As she took a sip of the fragrant tea, she couldn't help but notice how kind Mr. Montgomery seemed. Thank you for inviting me, Mr. Montgomery, Lucy said, trying to hide her nervousness. Call me James, he replied with a warm smile. I wanted to get to know you better. You see, I often feel quite lonely, despite all the luxury around me. I thought it would be nice to have a friendly chat. Lucy was surprised by his honesty. She never imagined that someone as wealthy and successful as James could feel lonely. They talked about many things, from their favorite books to their childhood memories. Lucy discovered that James loved reading adventure stories when he was a kid, just like she did. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the garden, James stood up and said, Thank you for the lovely company, Lucy. I hope we can do this again sometime. Lucy smiled and nodded. I'd like that very much, James. As the days went by, Lucy and James continued to enjoy their tea breaks in the garden. They shared stories, laughter, and even a few secrets. Lucy learned that beneath James's billionaire exterior, he was just like anyone else, longing for companionship and understanding. One day as they were sipping tea, James looked thoughtful. You know, Lucy, I've been thinking. I have this big house and so many things, but I don't really use them. I want to do something more meaningful with my life. Lucy listened intently, curious about what he had in mind. What do you mean, James? I want to help people, James said with determination. I've been given so much, and it's time I give back. I was thinking of starting a foundation to support underprivileged children and families. Lucy's eyes lit up with excitement. That's a wonderful idea, James. I'm sure you can make a big difference. James smiled warmly. Thank you, Lucy. I could use your help. You're so kind-hearted and dedicated. Would you like to be part of this project? Lucy was taken aback by the offer. She had never imagined being involved in something so important. Me? Really? I'd be honored, James. And so their journey to make a positive impact on the world began. Lucy and James worked together, planning and organizing the foundation. They reached out to communities, listened to their needs, and provided support in every way they could. As they continued their mission, their bond grew stronger. Lucy realized that she had found not just a job, but a purpose and a true friend in James. She was grateful for the unexpected turn her life had taken. They saw the positive impact their foundation was having on the community. They provided scholarships for children, built new schools, and organized health camps. The foundation grew, and so did Lucy's confidence in her role. One day, as they were visiting a local school, a young girl named Sophia approached them. She had a bright smile and twinkling eyes. Thank you for helping us, she said shyly. Because of you, I can go to school and learn new things. Lucy felt a warm glow in her heart. She knelt down to Sophia's level and said, It's our pleasure, Sophia. We're so proud of you. Keep studying hard, and you'll achieve great things. James watched the interaction with a smile. He realized how much their work meant to the children and how it had transformed Lucy's life as well. He knew they were making a real difference. As the months passed, Lucy and James faced new challenges, but also celebrated many successes. They became a formidable team, inspiring others to join their cause. Through their dedication and hard work, they created a legacy of hope and opportunity for those in need. And so, their journey continued, filled with purpose, friendship, and the shared dream of making the world a better place. One evening, as Lucy and James sat in the garden discussing their future plans, James suddenly had an idea. Lucy, how would you feel about traveling to different countries to expand our foundation's reach? Lucy's eyes sparkled with excitement. That sounds amazing, James. I would love to see how we can help even more people around the world. James nodded. Great. We'll start planning our trips and meeting with local communities to understand their needs better. Together, we'll make a global impact. A few weeks later, Lucy and James found themselves on a plane, heading to their first destination. They were filled with anticipation and a sense of adventure. As they traveled to various countries, they met incredible people and learned about different cultures. They saw firsthand the challenges faced by many communities and worked tirelessly to provide support and resources. One day, while visiting a village in Africa, Lucy and James were introduced to a young boy named Kofi. He was full of energy and had a big dream of becoming a doctor to help his village. However, his family struggled to afford his education. Lucy and James were deeply moved by Kofi's story. They decided to sponsor his education and provide him with the necessary supplies to pursue his dream. Kofi's gratitude was immeasurable, and his determination inspired everyone around him. Lucy and James realized that their mission was not just about giving material support, but also about inspiring hope and empowering others to achieve their dreams. They knew that their work was far from over and that they had many more lives to touch. They visited many more countries, each with its unique challenges and beautiful cultures. They brought hope and assistance to countless people, building schools, providing clean water, and supporting healthcare initiatives. Everywhere they went, they left a lasting impact. One sunny afternoon, while in a small village in South America, they met a young girl named Isabella. She had a passion for music, but no access to instruments or lessons. Her dream was to become a musician and bring joy to her community through her songs. Lucy and James were touched by Isabella's dedication and love for music. They decided to help her by setting up a music school in the village. With the support of their foundation, they provided instruments, hired teachers, and created a space where children like Isabella could learn and grow. As the music school flourished, Isabella's talent blossomed. She became a source of inspiration for the entire village, showing that with a bit of help and encouragement, dreams could come true. Lucy and James felt proud of the difference they were making in the lives of so many. One evening, as they sat by a campfire, James turned to Lucy and said, "You know, Lucy, this journey has been incredible. I couldn't have done it without you. Your kindness and dedication have made all of this possible." Lucy smiled warmly. "Thank you, James. It's been an amazing adventure, and I'm grateful for the chance to help others. I never imagined my life would take such a wonderful turn." James nodded. "There's still so much more to do, but I know that together we can continue to make a difference. We'll keep spreading hope and making the world a better place, one step at a time." As the night went on, Lucy and James sat by the campfire, reflecting on their incredible journey. The stars twinkled above them, casting a serene glow over the landscape. They felt a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing they had touched so many lives. The next morning, they prepared to visit another village. This time, they were heading to a remote area in Asia, where they had heard about a community in need of better healthcare facilities. Lucy and James were determined to make a difference there as well. When they arrived, they were greeted warmly by the villagers. The community had been struggling with limited access to medical care, and many families had to travel long distances to see a doctor. Lucy and James knew this was their chance to help. They met with the village elders and discussed their plans to build a small clinic and provide medical supplies. The villagers were overjoyed and grateful for the support. Lucy and James worked tirelessly alongside the locals, ensuring that the clinic was built quickly and efficiently. One day, while visiting the new clinic, they met a young nurse named Aisha. She was dedicated to her work and had been helping the community with whatever limited resources she had. Lucy and James were impressed by her commitment and offered to support her further by providing training and resources. Aisha was thrilled and accepted their offer with gratitude. With the clinic now fully operational and Aisha leading the way, the villagers had access to much-needed medical care. It was a transformative moment for the entire community. They realized that their journey was far from over. There were still many more places to visit, people to help, and dreams to fulfill. Their bond grew stronger with each adventure, and they knew that together they could achieve anything. They found themselves in a remote village in the mountains. The villagers greeted them with warm smiles and open arms. They had heard about the foundation's work and were eager to share their dreams and aspirations. One evening, while sitting around a cozy fire with the villagers, Lucy and James met an elderly woman named Maria. She was the village storyteller, known for her captivating tales that had been passed down through generations. Maria's eyes sparkled with wisdom as she shared her stories with Lucy and James. Maria told them about the village's rich history and the struggles they had faced over the years. She spoke of the importance of preserving their culture and traditions for future generations. Lucy and James were deeply moved by her words and decided to help the village create a cultural center where these stories could be shared and celebrated. With Maria's guidance, they worked with the villagers to build a beautiful cultural center. It became a place where people could gather to listen to stories, learn traditional crafts, and celebrate their heritage. The cultural center brought the community closer together and inspired a renewed sense of pride in their history. As the village thrived, Lucy and James knew their mission was making a lasting impact. They felt a deep connection to the people they had helped and knew they were part of something much bigger than themselves. One day, while exploring the mountains, Lucy and James stumbled upon a hidden waterfall. The crystal-clear water cascaded down the rocks, creating a serene and magical atmosphere. They sat by the waterfall, reflecting on their journey and the incredible experiences they had shared. "Lucy," James said, breaking the silence, "we've come so far and achieved so much together. I'm grateful for every moment we've spent making a difference." Lucy smiled, feeling a sense of contentment. "Me too, James. Our work isn't just about helping others. It's about finding purpose and meaning in our own lives." James nodded in agreement. "And there's still so much more we can do. Our journey is far from over." They felt a renewed sense of purpose and determination. Their travels took them to a bustling city in Southeast Asia, where they heard about a community struggling to preserve its traditional arts and crafts. The younger generation was moving to urban areas, leaving behind the rich cultural heritage of their ancestors. Lucy and James decided to help by setting up workshops and providing resources to teach traditional arts and crafts. They partnered with local artisans and craftspeople who shared their skills and knowledge with the community. The workshops became a hub of creativity and learning, attracting people of all ages who were eager to reconnect with their roots. One day they met a young artist named Annika. She had a natural talent for painting and had always dreamed of becoming an artist. However, her family couldn't afford the supplies she needed to pursue her passion. Lucy and James were impressed by her dedication and decided to support her by providing art supplies and arranging for her to attend art classes. Annika's talent flourished, and her paintings began to gain recognition. She became a role model for other young artists in the community, showing them that it was possible to follow their dreams while preserving their cultural heritage. Lucy and James were proud to see the positive impact they were making on the lives of so many people. As they continued their mission, Lucy and James realized that their journey was not just about helping others, but also about learning and growing themselves. They had discovered new cultures, formed lasting friendships, and found a deeper meaning in their own lives. One evening, while watching the sunset over the city, James turned to Lucy and said, "Our journey has been incredible, and there's still so much more we can do. I'm grateful for every moment we've shared." Lucy smiled and replied, "Me too, James. Together we can continue to make a difference and inspire others to do the same." They knew their work was making a lasting impact on the world. After many adventures and countless lives touched, they decided it was time to return home and reflect on their incredible experiences. Back at Mr. Montgomery's mansion, they organized a grand event to celebrate the achievements of their foundation. People from all over the world whose lives had been changed by their efforts attended the event. There were stories of hope, resilience, and inspiration shared by everyone present. James took to the stage and addressed the crowd with a heartfelt speech. "We started this journey with a simple idea: to make a difference in the lives of others. Along the way, we've learned that kindness, compassion, and determination can change the world. We're grateful for every person we've met and every life we've touched. Thank you for being part of this incredible journey." The crowd erupted in applause, and Lucy felt a sense of pride and fulfillment. She knew that their work had truly made a difference, and that their legacy would continue to inspire future generations. As the event came to an end, Lucy and James stood together, looking out at the smiling faces of the people they had helped. They knew that their mission was far from over, and there were still many more lives to touch and dreams to fulfill. With renewed determination, Lucy and James embraced the future, ready to continue their work and make the world a better place, one step at a time. And so, their story came to a close, not with an end, but with a promise of new beginnings and endless possibilities. Thank you for joining us on this Heartline journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Remember, a single act of kindness can change many lives.